Well, guys, it's October, arguably one of the top 12 spookiest months of the year, so I thought for my lesson plan, we could delve into the realm of
Literary horror.
But with so many great horror authors to choose from, who do we pick? We could do Edgar Allan Poe. All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. Or perhaps we could study the terrifying prose of one H.P. Lovecraft. That is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even death may die. And then there's my personal favorite, the king himself, Stephen King. I am the literary equivalent of a Big Mac and fries. Hard to say, so many great authors to choose from. I wish we could do them all, but we can't. So we're going to do the McDonald's guy. Now, Stephen King is a unique author. He's published 58 novels, 200 short stories. His books have sold over 350 million copies, and he's been nominated for so many awards, I didn't feel like counting them. He could even be considered an actor. He's appeared in several movie adaptations of his books.
And now, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you.
However, he is not without his share of detractors as well. People say things like, Stephen King cranks out populist garbage. His books have terrible endings. He's weird looking. That one is actually true. He's a very strange looking guy. He's like skeletal and bloated in the face at the same time. I can't explain it. Weird looking dude. If you are able to dig through the blood and guts and pus and gore and carnage and just general unpleasantness of your average Stephen King novel, you are going to find first-rate examples of symbolism, metaphor, imagery, and personification, all of which we are going to get to later on in the lesson. But first, let's learn a little bit about the man himself. Here are 5 fast facts about Stephen King. He threw his first draft of Carrie in the trash. In the 1970s, King was working as an English teacher and selling short stories to men's magazines like Cavalier and Atom. This would be the equivalent of selling your short stories to Maxim magazine. Magazines that aren't necessarily bought for their short stories. It was only after his wife Tabitha dug his first draft of Carrie out of the trash can, read it, and urged King to finish it, that he sold the novel. He sold the novel. And it taught an important lesson that you should never dump pig's blood on a nerd at prom because they might have telekinetic powers and kill you. Stephen King says It is one of his favorite books he's ever written. It was released in 1986 and was written at the peak of Stephen King's cocaine addiction. And if you read the book, it reads like it was written by someone at the peak of their cocaine addiction. It has 7 protagonists, a narrative split between 2 different time periods, a child-eating clown, a space turtle that created the universe, and a climactic battle with a giant spider. It's also over 1,100 pages long. It is frenetic, confusing, convoluted, bloated, offensive, and I'm in love with it. It's my favorite Stephen King novel. Check her out, guys. Stephen King is 6'4". Yeah, that's it for that one. Not all of them are like mind-blowing literary facts. He's tall. That's it. There have been over 80 film adaptations of Stephen King properties. Now, Stephen King is almost as prolific as he is bankable. They have tried to make a film adaptation out of every single thing this guy has ever written. If he sneezed into a napkin, Warner Brothers would buy the rights to it. Now, some of these film adaptations are some of the most memorable and poignant films in Hollywood history, and they are sure to rerun on TBS at 2 p.m. on Sunday until the sun burns out. And some of the other film adaptations, while they might not be good, they're trying their hardest, guys. Give them a break.
Reverend, he was torn apart!
And finally, he's still cranking them out, baby. Stephen King is arguably more relevant now than ever. He just released The Institute a month ago, and it received very favorable reviews. It Chapter 2 was recently released in theaters, with Dr. Sleep premiering later this month. Stranger Things is arguably the most popular television show currently, and it draws heavily upon 80s King, going so far as to use his trademark font. King has a collection of novellas due out this spring. Until then, you can rest assured he is just typing away in his creepy main mansion that has like spider web gates. It's a very creepy looking house that if you walk by it, you would go, I bet Stephen King lives there. Until then, you can just check him out on Twitter. Posts a ton of pictures of his corgi. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? Long live the king. Arr!